Godzilla x Kong, The New Empire. So my experience with the now called Monsterverse has been very mixed. I enjoyed 2014 more than most, but it is highly flawed. Too long and drawn out with boring scenes, but I do still like it. The Godzilla moments are so good that almost makes up for the whole movie. Almost. Kong Skull Island I thought was kind of a snooze. King of the Monsters, while having just played awful human characters, is my favorite of the series so far because the monster scenes were just too awesome to not enjoy, and I absolutely love it for just the cool factor that the movie has. It is way too much fun. Godzilla vs. Kong was also a lot of fun, but once again dragged out by a boring plot and human characters. But I liked how they went all out with the wackiness, and the fight scenes were too damn fun. And that brings us to Godzilla x Kong, The New Empire. A film I was pretty excited for and ultimately left me torn. I would say it has some of the best MonsterVerse has to offer, as well as some of the absolute worst. The first act was just dreadful. I know there's an argument that nobody sees these for the human characters, myself included. However, the human characters are just so awful that it brings the whole movie down. I could ignore bland characters, but when I find them blatantly annoying and stupid anytime they are on screen, I am miserable. And monster movies can have compelling human characters. Godzilla Minus One had amazing monster sequences and very compelling human characters. It is possible, and I believe and expect to be for monster movies to do this. I did not go in expecting minus one level quality by any means, but this movie's enjoyment for me was slightly hindered, but the quality of minus one, I believe, despite knowing this one is a Hollywood blockbuster with different intentions as opposed to what Toho in Japan is doing. That being said, I did like this movie fine, and it certainly picks up after the first act. This is definitely a King Kong focused movie that happens to feature Godzilla. And that's fine, but I do wish they gave Godzilla more to do considering he's one of the title characters. One thing this movie did do that I did not expect was going to be some pretty fantastic scenes of no dialogue and just the monsters interacting. They showed emotions and communicated what was going on extremely well without any dialogue, and it was outstanding. I only wish there was more of it. The best scenes for me were those and following King Kong and Baby Kong, and even gave me slight God of War vibes. I could honestly watch a whole movie like this. I got so invested in these moments, but when it comes back to the actual plot and human characters, and it really took me out of the movie. This movie also has a lot of plot conveniences and things that just kind of happen or characters just know or learn something for the sake of knowing and learning it to keep the plot moving. Godzilla also only showed up when the plot needed him to. The movie did have some pretty good CGI, which I think that Hollywood has been struggling with recently, but besides a few shoddy CGI moments, it looked good. However, the music was so bland and forgettable. In fact, I would go as far as to say some of it was just downright bad and horrible to listen to. But at the end of the day, I wanted some awesome monster fights, and the movie certainly delivered on that. Godzilla and King Kong fighting together was quite the spectacle. So I did like that. But I didn't love it. I don't think it's worth watching in theaters, but I would rent it or wait until it's streaming. This is definitely a 6 out of 10 for me.